What you are untangling, we are all untangling. What's in your way is in our way. Because the root of what derails your work's evolution is bound up with our collective karmic knot of capitalism, with its braid of colonialism, white supremacy, and patriarchy, and its worship of productivity, efficiency, and profit. It is woven of the same threads, knotted in the same places, and rooted in the same false divide between the body and the mind, the sacred and the material. Untangling what is distorting your work's evolution will inevitably ask you to see the braids of our collective karmic knot for what they are, to tell the truth about how they ensnare you, and to release rather than perpetuate them. When the world is on fire, that is the work. When you do, you will untangle it for all of us. Which is why, while it might feel selfish and frankly insignificant to focus on your own work when the world is on fire, it is a radical act of service and transformation. Energetically, you metabolize and transform it for all of us, both literally in the moment and in its ripple effect, because the energy of your presence without it impacts others. You make it easier for others to metabolize and transform it for themselves. You become a living example of what can be and of how we can be. And you're able to midwife others through it, simply through your presence or otherwise through your work. Practically, you act from a very different place when you act without it. Clear, empty, and in powerful integrity. You are actually compelled to act. You have the capacity to act because you're not distracted or derailed anymore by your own shit. And you no longer act out of fear, trauma, or shame. Imagine a world like that. You can say no to the dysfunctional systems, structures, and models that have been brought about by our collective karmic knot, because you are no longer relying upon them for your security, your identity, or your decision-making. And when you do that, when we do that collectively, they too, those systems, structures, and models will evolve. It begins with you. What you do for yourself at this deep level of transformation and release radically impacts what can be done through you. I invite you to join me in using mantra and intention to untangle your own karmic knot and the threads of our collective knot that bind it in a 3-part series called Intention, Sacred Practice, and Strategic Precision. I've left the link for you to join us in the show notes. If you want to be notified about future cohorts for this series, there's also a link there to join my email list for that.